Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the coming battle, or really it is here, over Trump's promise to pardon certain of the January 6th defendants. Now, he is in a bind, it seems to me. We've got some of the nastiest customers and villains against the Constitution and Congress and just, complete punks and lowlifes who, defecated on the floor and came in as marauders. And America all saw them. And these are really both disgusting people who, by the way, if they're let out, it's already happened to some, may commit other crimes. But besides that, are such vivid visual to the country villains against the rule of law and the Constitution. But he has called them, as a class, heroes and patriots. And in fact, he's got so many of them already saying, we're getting out and Trump is going to pardon us. And you would figure that if the whole gang is heroes and patriots as Trump sees them, then the actual most involved on the ground and in the planning ought to be the first people pardoned, right? But he just can't do that. It would be such an affront to the country, to the Congress, to everything. So he's going to have to try to draw some lines. And J.D. Vance, his vice presidential now elect, made the tour of the Sunday news programs and in a way that's obviously been coordinated with Trump, laid down a line, and they had him do it first rather than Trump, that I think they will now try to hold to, but is going to draw a lot of hoots and hollers from the January 6th insurrectionists. And that is anybody who committed violence, obviously, says Vance, won't be pardoned. Now, that is obvious in terms of the normal doctrine of how pardons work, and almost never do you pardon someone who committed violence, and certainly not if it's in the recent past. So it would be an absolute demolition of the basic norms involving pardons. But Trump, his violence is hardly a kind of happenstance collateral aspect of what happened January 6th. It's the very heart of it. People running through caravans and harming police officers and ransacking Congress itself. So he's in a jam. And there will be a lot of people who will be screaming, you promised you would pardon us, who have been planning on it, who have been sort of leaving court with tub thumping, Trump's going to take care of me and screw you, judge kinds of proclamations. So Vance is creating some room for him by saying it himself. But I think it's also what we can expect. Now, so Vance is saying there are people who were completely peaceful, but they got treated like, this is his words, gang members by Garland's Department of Justice. So people who simply were hanging around and didn't really do anything and wound up getting, caught up in the overall investigation, the largest in DOJ history. Vance is saying they're the ones who'll get pardoned. But that's tricky because it's a very small set. Recall that the department has worked its way through thousands and thousands of people, only charging some of them. And that basic notion of people who didn't do anything, they already either weren't charged or got extremely light non-custodial sentences that are all finished and the like. So they're going to have trouble finding too many of these non-violent marauding types. And moreover, it's going to leave unpardoned everybody we've basically heard about, everyone we've thought about, everyone we've seen, from the guy with the horns to the people who assaulted police officers who are, or officers at the Capitol who are now decrying the notion of pardons. And just a little aside here, they are spectacularly offensive to the Constitution and an unbelievable violation of norms and the sort of take care command that Trump will swear to do next Monday. But anyway, everyone who we've heard of is not going to get a pardon if J.D. Vance's line is to be held. And he says it because I think Trump's folks want him to. So that's the line that they will try to hold, but you're going to have a lot of hot and bothered MAGAites, for starters, who are in jail. So that's going to make it very interesting as well. And remember, Trump has said he'll start this on day one. So maybe look to him to come Monday, pardon a few. Maybe if they dig very deep, they can, overturn a few rocks that they can at least argue. I'll bet they're wrong about it, but they can at least argue. This is someone who didn't do anything violent and just got caught up in things. I think those people have not, by and large, been prosecuted. But they'll find a few, maybe, pardon them, and then what? Because you've got a whole bunch of folks, still in jail or who have served sentences and want to get pardoned. And by the way, there's some 200 people still in the system who haven't been processed, and others who are being considered. Under Trump's Justice Department and Pam Bondi, if she's confirmed, will those people continue to be prosecuted as long as they committed violence? And some of them surely did. It just took a while to find them. You had to go to their community and ask different people and put together video and snapshots from cameras and the like. But will Trump try to just drop all those? But that would be in rank contradiction of the line that J.D. Vance drew on TV when he said violent offenders, of course, won't be pardoned. So he already did when he said he would pardon people, but now they have clearly set the kind of path for their own problems and contradictions. I don't know exactly how they get out of it, but I know at the end of the day, there's going to be people, either patriots in American society who are deeply offended at this notion, and this is stuff they actually saw, unlike the trial. We saw this all in front of our eyes. Or the rabid MAGA types who are expecting him to come through for them. Some group is not going to be happy, and the controversy is not going to die down quickly. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.